What's up, everybody?
It's Babe.
And Pete. Today's guest is Andy, a longtime friend of Jess's. It was a lot of fun chatting with him and hanging out, and helped us kind of test the waters to have a guest on the show, which I think we're going to do very often. Unfortunately, I got called out to work because I was on call this weekend, which kind of messed things up. But overall, it was super fun, and I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome to the BxPerience. We're live right now. So, just before we started, you're talking about archery.
Yeah, it was my birthday last week, 29. Feels pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Got 1 year.
What?
We got 1 year.
Yeah.
Left to be crazy.
Yep, that's how I'm feeling. So I'd never done archery before. My parents set us up with archery and knife throwing, and I was just talking
Knife
about
throwing.
Yeah,
Cool.
my wrist is killing me. I've never done archery before. What do you call it? Is it called a string?
Yeah.
The drop string?
The bowstring.
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 Slapping my wrist. There's a huge bruise there. It's crazy.
I used to
Something
like
like
I had a guard that I'd use sometimes, but
Well, I had them there, and the guy didn't mention them at all. I was like, are they for sale, or can I just try them out?
I mean, there's nothing like a little painful reminder to
It's
make
actually
sure you
pretty
don't
cool.
do it again.
Well, it's almost better because it's like, oh, if I do that, there are like painful consequences to doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to learn a skill, I think.
Yep.
There's got to be consequences.
Oh yeah.
The knife throwing was really, really hard.
I can imagine. I don't understand like we were watching America's Got Talent, like Britain's Got Talent and stuff, and, like the knife throwers and stuff, and like the crazy shit that they do. Oh my god!
And they're doing it from really far away.
And they throw with their feet.
Oh, there's that one lady that threw with her feet. She would lay down and like put it in her
And
toes and throw.
The knives were on fire, and the husband was on the thing really far away. It was terrifying.
So we were like not even 10 feet away, and we're like, easy peasy, no problem. They start you off with foam. And it took me maybe 20 minutes to get one to stick into the foam.
Yeah.
They won't let you move on to wood because you got to graduate. You're like, okay, well, you suck at this, so we're just going to keep trying this out. And I was like, this is brutal. And like, I'm kind of a knife guy. I have a knife on me right now.
Yeah.
I carry knives. And like, I'm always handling knives. I was like, I'm going to be really good at this. I was terrible. I was dog shit. It took me forever to get it stick in the wood, but then when I did, bullseye, bullseye, bullseye.
Once you get like because
You
you
get a
see them
rhythm.
do it, and it's always flipping, right?
Yeah, it's always
So,
spinning.
like-
They're like, no, you don't want that.
Yeah. So are you when you learn how to do it, were you strolling like straight? Like
Yeah,
straight
you said
up?
you want like a half turn. So
Yeah.
bring it back to your ear and then full release forward, almost like you're giving a handshake. And then the knife should to do one half turn straight into the wood.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We did
Axe throwing.
we did axe throwing, but I was gonna say we played archery tag the one time.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Okay, I
That
saw
was
a
fun.
video of that. It kind of looks like marshmallows on the
Marshmallow.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a cloth like marshmallow.
Is it like paintball? Does it like
No.
suck
No,
to
it
get
doesn't
with them?
hurt.
It doesn't
No,
hurt
it
at
doesn't
all.
hurt.
But it's fun when you're like trying to peek shoot someone, and like especially with your friends, obviously,
Yeah.
right? Like you know them, you're just like trying to signal them out. Like,
It's set up kind of like paintball where you have
yeah,
there's,
you
like,
have
different-
barriers.
Yeah.
There was like a second level thing too, but like, and you're running around on carpet.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's way
it's
better.
actually like it's tiring, man.
Yep.
Because you're like booking it from cover to cover, and
I used to do paintball with my friends in high school, and it was so cool. It was indoor, and they
Oh,
just
yeah,
have
yeah.
like blow up obstacles. So what I used to do
Yeah,
is
yeah.
they'd go 3, 2, 1, go, and then I wasn't very good, and I had a really crappy gun. So I would run to the other end, knowing that they're all hiding behind it's like a big airbag, and I
Yeah.
would run into it, and then they would like bounce off the other side, and you can stand up and shoot them, and then I'd run away.
remember when we shot paintball guns at you guys across the street?
Yeah.
You guys got so
Yeah.
angry.
It was mainly me.
Well, I know you.
Because I didn't know who it was at first, and I was like, what is happening? Are we being attacked? I think I came up with eggs.
So we got like these. They're like shotguns, and like you just pumped them to shoot them, so you didn't need any. It was just like hand pumped air.
Is that what they were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't need to get like tanks or anything, and I think we got like 4 or 5 of them, maybe 6 of them. We got a bunch of them.
Do you have paintball guns up here?
Paintball.
Because you guys have land here. You can do whatever you want.
Man, paintball guns are a rich man's sport.
Yeah. What's
Like-
the what is it? The nitrous or what's it called? The NO2.
Yeah, it's NO2. You can use NO2, and is it? I think.
Compressed oxygen, I think. Is that what it is? I don't know. People listening, they'll be like, I know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
nitrogen. I think they use nitrogen because it's stable, and then you can use compressed air, but it's like if the temperature changes, it's. Yeah, leave it open so you don't.
Yeah,
Pop.
that makes sense.
But I was gonna mention because like when we did that, do you remember Spencer?
Yeah.
So he used to be like
Yeah.
on,
In,
a,
like, a
on a
league,
team.
yeah.
Like he was
Okay.
he did I don't know if it was
Tournaments or
professional,
something.
but
Yeah,
like he was on
something.
a team, and he's like lanky but not that tall, and his
Yeah.
his position was snake.
Was that
So for capture the flag, you have your blow up obstacles, right?
Yeah.
You start out of the gate and you take your positions, but someone's got to go get the flag.
Yep.
Right? Like, yes, you can move slowly from whatever, but his job was go straight down the middle
Yep.
and crawl like a snake, like from like cover to cover. And well, initial dive, like there's a lot of diving in it too because it's on grass.
Yeah.
And you just sprint out and then dive on his belly and then like literally one armed shoot its paintball gun.
Wow. Oh, the double trigger?
Yeah, they always have the rocker triggers.
Those things are brutal.
Oh my goodness!
That's why I stopped going.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, we're using rental guns. And there's like
And they got
12-year-olds.
these
Exactly.
Yeah.
With with their daddy's equipment, and they're wearing hockey pads so they don't feel it. And I got a sweater on.
Yeah. Last time I went, I actually just wore like athletic shorts and like a tight athletic shirt because the first time I went, I wore like track pants and
Yep.
they had like the coat they give you.
Yeah.
It was so hot and the mosquitoes were bad.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna go all out
Well,
and
it
run
doesn't
around.
matter. You get bruises
I'm gonna
either
get
way.
hit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get hit.
Yeah.
And it actually was easier because I like expected to get hit.
You're like,
Almost like I wasn't like when you're wearing all the stuff, you're like expecting it not to hurt as much.
Yep,
And
like,
then when
I'm
it does
invincible.
catch you, you're like, oh. But no, it was fun.
Well, you're supposed to
Maybe
dial
that's
it all
fun.
down too, like with the PSI or something. They have, like,
Yeah, there's a
the-
limit. There's a
The
limit.
limiter, and you shoot through it like a radar gun, and it measures how fast it's supposed to go. And you're
Yeah.
supposed to give that a test shot before you go onto the track. And a lot of guys keep an Allen key in their pocket, so they shoot it in there, and it's like, yeah, see, it's below whatever, so it's not gonna hurt. And then they get in there and they crank that shit up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, that guy's obviously cheating.
I remember the first story I heard in elementary school of like the real paintball guns was this one kid was like, yeah, I went just had a rental gun and then this guy had a real gun and I like stepped out of cover for a second and it was just like all
Yeah.
the way from my ankle
Just
up
light
to
you
like
up.
the side of my body.
I quit.
I'm out.
Mine's so slow, you could see it. You go, pow, 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 and you could just see them slowly not going straight.
You see them curve
If
off.
you stand right in front of me, I wouldn't be able to hit you.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've gone.
Yeah, it's been a couple years. Wasaga's really cool. Maybe we should do that for like next year. We should do like
The cottage weekend?
yeah. Do
What
a
if we
cottage
did a
weekend
co-
up near Wasaga and go to Wasaga paintball? I was thinking that when we were in Collingwood because it's close.
Could look into that. See
Want
if
to play with
people are
strangers
interested.
though? Some of those guys take it really seriously.
Well,
No,
if we
no,
have,
if we
if we
had
have
a
enough
whole group.
people,
Yeah.
like
Could do it just our group, probably.
well, even if there's randos, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, the place that I went, we would go. There was enough of us, but it wasn't quite enough of us where it would just be us in there.
Mm.
It was like max 15 people or something like that. So we'll
Yeah.
always end up being in there with someone else.
Yes.
Like the guy who's there every day. You just want that guy in your team, and you're gonna win.
Yep.
We've been watching this Netflix show, Fastest Car?
Fastest car.
What's that
And it's
It's like sleepers versus supercars. So they'll take one supercar, and then they're usually like rich a-holes.
Sure.
But sometimes they're like more modest.
Yeah.
And then they take 3 built cars, like people that have built it from the ground up. They're usually like
Looks like a
started off
regular-
as shit boxes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or they don't have paint on it. They're like old but underneath there's like a V8 or
Yeah.
freaking LS or truck engine or whatever.
But anyways, I was saying that because we were talking about how expensive that hobby is.
Right.
And it seems like a lot of the really cool hobbies cost a lot of money.
Yep. Archery.
Snowboarding, skiing, archery.
Archery's not that bad actually.
No.
Because after the initial investment, you don't really spend much on anything.
Well,
as
how
long
much
as you
is
don't
good?
lose your arrows.
If you have like a good compound bow, for example, what's that go for? I have no idea.
600.
Okay.
Yeah, but like 600, and then you spend like 100 on arrows, and then you get a target, and then as long as you don't break your arrows.
That's what I
like,
mean.
don't
How long
be
do arrows last? Like, what's the life?
almost forever,
Really?
unless you
Yeah,
like,
but if
unless
you
you
don't
hit something.
if you don't have property, then you need to go somewhere to shoot it.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
and like that you have to rent
Yeah.
and like you know.
On the upside though, like I guess it depends on where you live, but most places you can just shoot in your backyard. So as long as you have like
Yeah.
20 feet, 30 feet, you can whatever.
I was
but-
telling Justine on the way here, if we get like a place with like a decent sized basement, I want to shoot it in the house. She's like, not a chance. It's like, well, come on, it's just worst case scenario, a couple holes in the wall, putty that up, no problem.
Here's the thing: you gotta get good first.
Yeah.
You gotta give her confidence. You're not gonna hit anything but the target,
So
and
we
then
were
you gotta
doing-
make the target like 10 feet wide.
Yeah. That's what we started. You guys started it. It was with 10 10-pound draw weight bows,
Yeah.
which I looked up later are children's bows.
Yes.
they are. Yeah.
And then he was like, starting us out, it was something like, I don't know, 5 meters away. Something laughable. And we're like, come on, I'm going to bullseye this every time. And you get in there, not even close. I didn't even hit the target. And then he like moved it a couple of feet back. And I was like, that's pretty good. Any farther than this, I would not be able to hit it.
I think the furthest shot that I've hit is like 50 yards.
That's got to feel good.
With a recurve. It's really cool. But like, I'm aiming a solid like 1.5 feet above the target.
Yeah.
At that distance with the recurve that I had, I don't know if I've tried it with this one. That was with like I think it was a 35 or something. But compound is like, you just dial in the sights and you can
Yeah, I don't think I would enjoy using
comfortably
a compound.
hit a 40, 50.
Yeah.
They're more mechanical.
It
They're
feels less manual. Like you're not really doing it.
Well, so the cool thing, like we were talking about this earlier with recurve, the way you shoot is like you have to have your physical geometry right. It's more you're aiming with your whole body, right? You're not just aiming with just your arms, right? Like your stance has to be good too because your shoulders have to be aligned, and then as long as you're aiming properly, once you get to your anchor point, you let the string rip out of your fingers, and that's your shot. But with a compound, most people aren't shooting a compound without a trigger.
Yeah.
Some people can shoot without a trigger, but usually the more compact compounds, because you see compounds, they're like only yay high, right? They're not that big. The string compresses so tight that you can't really fit your fingers in there without crushing them.
It's like a clip.
Yeah, there's like a clip. But recurves, like, oh, there's something not. One of my favorite things to do actually was I put the target and then I put an arrow at 10 yards, 20 yards, 30, maybe some in between.
Yeah.
And so the drill is you stand at the target, you walk away, you're not looking at the target, you knock your arrow, you turn, you shoot.
Yeah.
So you acquire your target, shoot. And that was really fun for me because it's more like reflex shooting.
Yeah.
So
my mom almost killed a little girl.
What?
So to our right, there was like these two, I don't know, 10-year-olds maybe, and because we don't know the rules or whatever, obviously everyone's got to pick up their arrows at the same time, so you don't have someone out there picking up their arrows while someone else is shooting still.
Yes.
So when everything is clear, you yell clear, and then everyone can go out together. So she didn't hear one time, and she like knocked her bow, drew it back. I'm like, Mom, no, what? Oh, sorry, I didn't see her. The little girl was behind the target.
Oh my god.
Picking up her arrows. Man, I was just thinking like, what's the liability in this place? It was a tiny little rinky-dink operation. It was pretty cool, but I couldn't imagine, like, they didn't have safety equipment there.
I'm wondering if we went to the same one, actually.
Yeah? It was
Where
like
was it?
in an old warehouse. I have no idea, man. I am terrible with directions. Scarborough? It was in Scarborough.
Because there was the one that we
Where
went
did
to
we go
was
to?
pretty small.
We
But-
were like a Tobacoke. I think it was like a Tobacoke.
Yeah.
Which is a really weird municipality name to say. Tobacoke. Tobacoke?
It's
Nobody says Coke, though.
I didn't
No,
know. I didn't know it was
it's
there was a
Etobicoke.
K. Yeah,
You say a
exactly.
Tobacoke, but it's spelled a Tobacoke.
Yep.
A Tobacoke. Toby's coat?
I like coats.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I don't know.
Yeah, who cares?
I forgot. Did you see like all the stuff with Area 51?
Oh, okay.
Area
So
51 raid?
I'll say yes and no. So I love Reddit. I'm on Reddit almost all the time.
Yeah.
But lately not so much because I've been working really hard, and Reddit's one of those things where you pop up and you go, whoa, what have I missed? Because if you're out of the loop for 24 hours, that's all anyone's talking about, and you're like, I don't know what's going on. So I thought it was a joke a long time ago. When did they start talking about this at first? Like 3 weeks ago?
6-7
No,
months ago.
it
Was
was
it that
a
long ago?
time
Dude,
ago.
it's okay, so
All right, I
have you
am
seen-
out of the loop.
Yeah.
I did see that everyone was like, yeah, this is gonna happen. Like not like
I knew
thinking it
you
was
were
actually gonna
go,
happen.
but-
Then I saw the Naruto run
Oh my
across
God. The reporter?
yeah. I
Hilarious.
was like, oh man, that's exactly who you expect is there.
Yeah. I saw a video where someone edited like 20 of them.
Yeah.
You just multiplied them. It was amazing.
So I think it all kind of started around
Bob
when
Lazar.
Yeah, the
Have
Bob
you watched
Lazar
that
No.
documentary?
Who's that?
documentary came out.
Area 51, UFOs, and Bob Lazar. I
So
think.
is this going to be a guy who used to work there back in the
Yes.
day, and now he's
Yes.
coming out with all these stories?
Not now. He's been saying this for the past 30 years.
Okay.
So he came out I think he was in his 20s. I think he was like 27.
Right.
And he quit. And he didn't actually work at Area 51. He worked at S9, I believe it was, which is like part of the same.
It's like part of it.
Part of the same area. And he was working on a power system that was, the way he described it is essentially like a little hemisphere, and you open it up and there's like all this stuff in there, but there's no wires. And he was like, my intro to it, because they pair them up and they compartmentalize their workers so that they don't talk to each other. So they're like, okay, you work on the power system, you work on the metallurgy, you work on whatever.
Right. So no one person has the complete plans.
Yes.
Yeah, the bank works that way too, by accident.
By accident.
Nobody knows what anyone's doing.
That's part of security too.
Yeah.
And that's why military operations do that as well. And the cartel does that. Like, if the cartel, if you pick up one of the guys and they don't know who's above their boss, you hit a dead end.
Useless.
Right? Anyways, his intro to this like power source was this thing sitting there, and his coworker that he just met was like trying to touch it, and it like repelled his hand.
Okay. So I've heard similar things, and I think probably you might know what I'm talking about. On Joe Rogan, I forget his name. The guy from Blink-182,
Travis Barker.
Yes.
Not Travis Barker. The other one.
No.
The main singer. Tom.
Oh.
Tom. You know what I'm saying? What's his last name? This is killing me.
Oh no. I'm terrible
La
with names.
something.
Tom.
You know what
What
it
is
is?
it?
It's DeLong.
Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge.
So
Tom DeLonge.
that guy, he was on Joe Rogan, and he sounds like a nut job. He has been into aliens.
That's what Travis was talking about.
Yeah?
He was because that's just his life now.
Yes, exactly.
He's
They have
obsessed
that
with
song.
UFOs.
Aliens exist.
And that was like years and years ago. So he's
Yes.
been into this for a long time. But he was talking about how, and he was a little bit arrogant about it. He's like, hey guys, I know some stuff I can't really talk about because it's classified, blah, blah, blah. But one of the things was that kind of thing. He's like, they have power sources there that, like, if you just walked in and saw it, you would think it's magic. Like, you don't know how it works.
Yeah.
And he's like, this stuff is real. I have seen it. And, I mean, I don't know how much validity there is there. Probably not a whole lot. But he was very convinced that this kind of technology exists.
So, Bob Lazar, he's been saying the same story, and that's, like, part of what lends a lot of truth to it.
Yeah.
That he hasn't wavered in the story. And
if he was lying all that time ago, he wouldn't
he's-
keep it up still, probably.
Yeah, and he's not getting money from it. Like, it's just a
there's
thing.
nothing
like,
positive that's happening.
It's like ruined his life almost. He's gotten raided by the FBI. When they were interviewing him for the documentary, he got raided during the filming.
Man.
Like, they were just all up in his house, apparently looking for some paper document for whatever.
No,
but
they're
there
just
was
messing
like, he was like, there was like 5-6 different agencies there, like FBI, CIA, NSA, like whatever other agencies they had.
Looking
DEA.
for like just
a
paperwork
form, like a piece of paper with
that they
a
could have
form.
found and sent to them,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Like it was BS.
crazy.
It was BS.
Anyways, so after that came out, it got really popular, and then everyone started talking about Area 51 again,
Yep.
and then they decided, oh, they can't stop us all. Like,
I bet you they can.
Law, man. And did you see the group picture?
So I did see a couple of things, but
Clap them alien cheeks.
I mean, there's a lot more people there than I ever would have thought would have made the trip because I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
But
Well, there's only like
is it?
100 people at the gate.
Is it? It's not still going on. Like people aren't still camping out, right?
No. I think what's interesting about that is it very much shows you what internet culture is like because
Yeah.
how many people said they were going, said they were attending versus how many
Thousands.
people actually showed up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like there must have been easily 100,000 people that were like they
If
were
not,
going,
yeah,
if not
oh,
more.
for sure. For
And
sure.
100 people showed up. So I think that's something that people need to remember when they kind of see all this online hype about things. Like
Yep.
people jump on a bandwagon
It's
that
all
they're
tough.
not really prepared to
It's
actually
so much
go
all
through
tough.
with.
It's
yeah.
also fun to kind of perpetuate it.
100%.
Yeah,
It's fun to talk about, and also you make a meme if it's funny enough, everyone's gonna see it. It circles around the internet, and then you think it's bigger than it is.
Yeah, and I think one of the most not underrated, but like almost overlooked uprisings has been the meme culture.
Yeah,
Like just the way that memes have taken over. But when they first started, we were like, we didn't know what this was. We
Who's
were like,
making
there's
this
some,
stuff?
There's some funny picture with like some funny captions. That's kind of cool. We
Yep.
thought it was just a novelty, but that mentality,
Mhm.
it's like kind of similar of how with Twitter, people will just like throw their Twitter opinion in a tweet and let it go, just throw it out into the wild.
yeah.
But it's so compressed, like their thought is so compressed into a small thing. Same thing with memes. It's like an idea compressed. And then I see this in Twitch chats, I see this in Mixer chats, I see this on Twitter, I see this in any social media.
Yeah.
People comment in that mentality of compressing a thought or idea so small that it becomes more radical than it is.
Yeah.
But it makes them sound so, I don't know.
Yeah, it's condensed.
Yeah. It's not unnuanced.
There are some very funny memes.
Yes, sir.
There are also some not very funny memes.
I'll be honest. These
That's
days,
what-
I don't get half of them.
No.
They don't make any sense.
I think the only reason that I even really am as in touch with it as I am is because we stream.
Yeah.
And we
Oh,
kind
that's
of are
right, yeah.
involved with that culture.
Yeah.
But if I didn't,
Yep.
I would have literally
Well,
no
yeah,
idea.
Some of them are so out there.
Yeet, yeah, yeet. What?
Half of the
I don't know.
subreddits, I don't know what they are. I still can't figure it out. I've been on Reddit for years.
We have a yeah, yeet emote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Well, well, like,
You know?
like, yeet is one of those things where it's more a piece of dialogue that has come up
What's in
that
one of my
means something that it actually makes sense compared to like some of the memes, because that's more like gung ho. That's our generation version of gung ho. But the other thing too is I see this a bunch as well, and I guess we don't spend enough time on Twitch to really see it, but so many people in Twitch culture will use Twitch memes, or not Twitch memes, Twitch emotes in their normal speak.
Yes.
Oh.
Like Pepe hands and like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, like they won't bother to actually form a real sentence
Yep.
or like act literate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether that's a failing of the school system or just
Oh, hey, man, you want to talk about
Culture.
failing in the school system? We know some teachers, and there's just no discipline in those classes at all. Those kids can do
Things
whatever
are
they want.
different now than they were.
They can Miranda, she was it Miranda? Yeah. She had a kid who hit her with
What?
a sign, and was there at school the next day, and she had to teach him because there's no discipline. And she's got to sit there and teach this kid with fire in her eyes because there's nothing she can do. There's no discipline whatsoever because they're too afraid
it's
of the
crazy.
ramifications.
Yeah, because everything will get blown out of proportion and
Well,
Oh,
that's an
everything's so-
interesting discussion in itself because
yeah,
that is everything right now.
everything is amplified.
Everything.
Yeah.
And people jump to conclusions without context and all sorts of stuff. But I mean, it also goes back kind of to what we were literally just talking about, which is that people don't articulate
Yeah.
their thoughts
Yeah.
properly a lot of the time, especially on social media because you're limited in characters.
Yeah.
And then people just jump to conclusions. But there's very much like an attack mentality on everything. Like people aren't
Mob
allowed to have
mentality.
opinions, or they're not allowed to say
Well,
things.
that was happening with the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
There were a lot of men coming forward and saying, like, yeah, you know what? I want to get in front of this thing and say, I fully support the Me Too movement, blah, blah, blah. The way women are treated is wrong, blah, blah, blah. And then one woman says one thing bad about that guy. And it's like, oh, yeah, in the 80s you did this. You touched my ass or something. And they're like, okay, well, sorry, guys, I'm tapping out. I can't,
Yeah.
I don't have a dog in this fight because I was trying to help. And now if the mob is turning on me, it's going to ruin my career. So I have to,
Yeah.
I now can't offer my services.
Yep.
And this, there's this idea that I've been talking about for the past, like, I don't know, it's almost been like a year and a half now of how people are so drawn to the ease of being able to be at the extreme. It's like a seesaw.
Yeah.
It's hard to balance in the middle.
Well, because the
Balance is
middle is
hard.
boring.
It's
Nobody cares about the middle.
and it's tough though.
Yeah.
Because you have to actually weigh in on the left, weigh in on the right,
Yep.
and everywhere in between, and analyze everything and actually form an opinion with all the facts. That's not easy.
No.
Right? It's way easier to be like, okay, this is my tribe over here, or
Yeah.
this is my tribe over here, and if something happens like this, I react like this. Like, here's my set things, because it's all the way on this side of the radical extreme.
Well, the news as well. Like, positive news isn't really news. You know?
Yeah.
No.
Tragedy is news. You want to hear about
Yeah.
that. It's like, oh my god, did you guys hear about this? That's crazy.
Yes.
But if it's like, hey, in the news today, everything went great.
And
Today was just a good day.
That's been proven with studies. They've figured out that people will engage and respond to negative things
Sensationalism.
more often than positive things.
Yeah.
Because positive things, they see it like, that's really cool. I don't need to respond to that,
Yeah.
but I enjoy that. That's nice. Something's negative, they're like, oh, that's so bad. I gotta put my word in. I gotta do my part. Like,
Yeah.
and then they engage, right?
Well, we were talking about this a little bit ago. I've never voted before. And I usually don't because I feel like I don't know enough. I know the crazy extremes like you're talking about, but those people are just characters.
Yeah.
Like whenever you hear about something crazy, you're like, oh, it's always a negative thing. You never hear about a positive thing.
And that's actually a fascinating problem that democracy has always had, where you get an apathetic section of voters that end up not being voters because either they don't care or they don't want to put in the work to really be informed. Yeah. And I don't know, the question is it worse for them to just arbitrarily vote? Probably, because they may swing a vote just randomly because A, B, C, D, E, F, C.
Exactly.
You know? But I'm not really sure, because I've heard this discussed multiple times. I don't really know what the solution is to actually educate people enough to feel like they have.
Well, if you go with an extreme, how about mandatory voting? Everybody has to vote. You're going to get a lot of votes that are just shitty.
Yeah.
A lot of people voting for things they don't necessarily believe in, just because they have to.
Yep.
Well, that's you know what, like I'm right in line with you. I don't think I've ever voted.
You never voted?
And it's the same thing.
Once.
It's the same thing. I mean, I didn't mean to vote last time,
I
but
voted Green Party.
but that's who I would vote for because maybe I'd get them an extra seat or something, right? Like,
and that's a big deal for them.
That is a big deal.
Which, to be fair, like not that I know a whole lot about our political system, but I feel like our system is slightly better in that aspect because you don't need a majority to do things. You can still cast your vote, whereas in the States it's like majority is majority and they kind of control everything for the most part, not 100%.
It's almost like a faux democracy.
Yeah. It's like a shifting dictatorship.
I didn't mean to talk about politics. We talk about anything else.
That's fine.
That's what this is meant to be, is just go where it goes.
Honestly, I was thinking about
we went from shooting bows to politicians.
Okay, would you guys
help
me run?
Tion Gabe, I'm going to interject. I went into the convenience store the one day to get lottery tickets, alright? So I walk in, and to my right at the lottery station, he's scratching off scratch cards. Is this guy, like, he looks like he could be homeless. And he's got a massive beard, long hair, and then I walk in, and he's like, hey, do you vote? I'm like, not usually. And he's like, would you vote for me? I was like, yeah, I'd vote for you. Yeah, he's like, good, because I'm gonna run.
Cool.
I'm gonna be prime minister, and I'm gonna make the mandatory or the minimum wage to 30, and guess what? I'm gonna cap it at 30, so everyone gets 30. No more of these people making more money than everyone else. And in my head, I'm like, oh no, you have no idea. You're so deluded. But I was like, yep, all right, good stuff, man. And the cashier's just laughed.
No, he's got it all figured out. That's the guy. That was a missed opportunity, Pete. You should have got his name.
Oh, he told me his name. I probably forgot it. Yeah. But he told me. He was like, all right, I'll vote for you.
No, I was thinking about it. Like, I don't think that I know enough that I would be able to just jump into it. However, I love the idea of just being in charge and being like, okay, I know that I am not an expert. So, I mean, just have a panel of experts with you. Have people with mixed opinions, experts in their field, like literal scientists, like economists, and say, you guys together will decide what the best course of action is for every possible issue. How is that not the way to do things?
Well, that's kind of how democracy should be, right? Is the people apt for the job should have the job.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, being president or prime minister, like, you shouldn't be a dictator, right? The decisions really shouldn't be coming from the top.
Yeah.
But being a catalyst for decision making.
Yeah.
And a face. And I feel like it's important that, like, people can't. They wouldn't be able to relate with a panel of people the same way that they can relate with one person.
That's why dictatorships work. That's why they win the nation over.
Yeah.
Work. I mean, like, they function, right? There's no denying that they function. And then it's interesting because if you look at, like, communist countries, it's kind of a dictatorship anyways.
Yeah, I guess.
you got someone at the top anyways, right? And as soon as it's like one ideology rules over everything, that's not really a quote unquote democracy.
Yep.
So because we were talking about Area 51, I wanted to ask you a question.
Oh,
Peter and I have talked about this before, and we know where each other stands. But do you believe in aliens? Like, what's your stance on that?
So I would need you to ask a much more specific question. Do I just believe in life in general out there in the universe, or do I believe in?
Here's a more general question. What is your viewpoint on alien life?
Okay, so
go ahead.
Okay, I don't know. So I've had trouble with this question because of a couple of, I don't know. I mean, this is a philosophical debate that people have. And, I mean...
Is it though? Or is it scientific?
Well, it's both, I think. Because one of them is a bit of a logical fallacy. So the idea of infinity doesn't mean that every conceivable possibility exists. No. It just means that it's likely.
Yeah.
So, what that means then is, if you're just doing the math, probably. I mean, there's probably life out there. Yeah. However, do I feel like that's consistent with the universe that I'm familiar with? I don't think so. So I don't know how to reconcile that. It doesn't seem like it should be possible. However, the idea of like, I don't know, I was a bit of a Star Trek nerd.
Yeah.
The Star Trek universe, I think, kind of makes sense. And I don't know, people who know more than I would are probably screaming at the screen right now, but I'm pretty sure the way it works is they have...
I can hear you.
I think they have like... all life in that universe has a common ancestor. That's why they're all humanoid. So that's kind of like, I think, a pretty smart writing, what do you call it? Like a plot device is like, oh, the bad effects of like Worf, and he's just like, he's an alien, but he's just a man with shit on his face. It's like, why do all the aliens in the Star Trek universe just look like people with makeup on? It's like, because they had bad graphics then, or they had bad makeup. Actually, they explain it by saying that they all have a common ancestor. Mm-hmm. That kind of makes sense.
Yep.
In that respect, it seems like, I don't know, maybe something like Prometheus, that movie? Have you seen that?
I've seen it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So I don't really remember, but I've seen it.
Panspermia, the idea of like, there was
That's
life.
The octopus thing.
There's life, and then if they go somewhere else, their biological matter has an influence on that planet. And then maybe that's what spurred life on that planet. So the idea is like here, if a comet hit Earth, an Earth that didn't have life on it, and maybe it had some bacterium on it from another life form, and then it grows here, that's called panspermia. Basically, we came from aliens, is the idea. But also, the building blocks of life are out there, so they could be coming together in any form on, I don't know, any other kind of solar system. It's a crazy question.
Yeah.
I think no, but if I had to put an argument to it, I'd say probably. So I don't know what to do. I'm conflicted.
Yeah. So there's four points that I had three, and then you brought up the fourth one. Starting with the panspermia thing and like the building blocks. So there's this idea that who's to say? Oh, sorry. Let's go to the bacteria thing first. The foundation of life was a bacteria or something that decided to divide.
Yeah.
As soon as it divided, that was where everything started. So it could be, as you say, it could be maybe we had the building blocks for life, but nothing got started.
It didn't catch on.
It didn't catch on. Nothing happened, and then all of a sudden, one bacteria from somewhere else like came down and was like, "Yo, bacteria, you can split, bro," and then they just like started. But
that's definitely how it went down.
Yeah, for sure. So the next one is that our solar system is a very particular setup.
Yeah.
And I'm going to butcher the numbers, but it's something like there's, I want to say 20, maybe like 20 billion, there's like 20 billion galaxies or something, and then in each galaxy there's like 100 billion solar systems.
Yeah.
So there's a lot in what we can see. But our solar system is a very unlikely combination where it allows the Earth-like planet to be in the perfect distance, and that depends on the size of the gas giants, whether the gas giants continue to move in, because the idea was that Jupiter was starting to move in, but Saturn formed and pulled it backwards, so it didn't form into these. We were watching a documentary on it of these gas giants that are very quick, like they have an orbit of 3 days around the sun, and they're like 5,000 times the size of Jupiter, and they're all on fire because it's this gas. It's like 200,000 or 2,000 degrees, and it's like boom, 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 like a flying fireball. But so maybe we're the only one like this.
Sure.
Maybe there's only 5 in the universe.
Well, if you have a finite number, let's say you have 1,000 galaxies, how many of the planets in those solar systems would be sweet spot planets where life could even be possible. Yeah. How many?
Well,
not that many.
They figured out the rough idea, and it's not many.
Right, it's not many.
In the whole grand scheme of things,
sure,
it's not
but
many.
then infinity, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, right? So that kind of negates that. So then there are an infinite number.
Yeah.
So then the other point, the second to last one that I had was hearing about how there's this possibility that life just follows its natural path. Because we don't have any evidence that life is not the same building blocks.
Yeah.
And not structured the same.
Right, we're carbon-based, that's all we know.
Yeah, that's all we know, that's all that exists to our knowledge, so maybe the aliens that do exist are the same as us.
Yeah.
Ish. Maybe they're on a certain different stage, maybe they're earlier or later.
Yeah, I've been listening to a podcast called Radiolab lately, and they're having a bit of a weird debate in the medical community about how to classify bacteria and viruses. So, and again, I'm going to butcher this, but I'm pretty sure they don't consider viruses life. They're more like a machine. Like it takes in data and then it spits out data, I think. But now they've been finding viruses that are like somewhere between a bacterium and a virus, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And it doesn't really meet the definition of what life is. Like life has rules. Like it must consume energy. It must produce waste. It must reproduce. Like there are rules to what is considered life. And these things certainly seem to be alive, but they don't check all those boxes. So they're seeing things that look like life, but they don't meet our definition of what life is. So maybe just to your point there, like there could be life out there that looks totally different.
That's kind of like a quote I heard recently. There's two versions of the quote. I can't remember where it came from, but so let's use the campfire one. So the campfire one is like
fire.
The larger your campfire, the more that being your knowledge, the more that is illuminated that you don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like the larger is the perimeter of your ignorance.
That's how I feel every day.
Right? And that's happening, right? Like the more we know about our universe and science advances in science, the more we realize we don't know.
Yeah.
For example, dark matter, when we figured out dark matter, that I think it's like 95 or 85% of the matter out there.
And we still don't really have
no idea what it is.
Yeah.
And is it dark energy that's through everything, but passing and seemingly not affecting everything, but the dark matter is acting as like 95% of the gravity out there, and what is it doing? We don't even know what it is.
So I'm pretty sure, and there's also I think also Radiolab, they're doing this thing where they had used an old mine. It was something like 100 miles down in this mountain, and they have like a big pool of water in there, and it's like very regulated, and it's meant to like capture, I don't know, it's like neutrinos or something, like things that travel so quickly that we can't see. We don't really have a way of detecting.
They pass through our...
Exactly. They're so small and so fast, we have no way of really detecting them. And I think it's the kind of thing that they've logically concluded must exist, even though we haven't seen it yet. Mm-hmm. And they're just built this big tank that costs a lot of money under there with some of the brightest people in the world, and they're just waiting. They just made this thing, they're hoping one passes through it so they can detect it. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Probably making 4 times as much as you.
Oh man, you have no idea. Fuck, I don't want to talk about work.
I'm not here to talk about work.
Sit there in a hole.
Oh man.
Watch Dad on a screen.
I would rather sit in a dark room for 8 hours a day and not speak, not have any sound, rather than do what I do. You could pay me less and do that job, and I'd rather do that job.
That's have you ever thought about trying out a sensory deprivation tank?
I thought about it. I don't think I would handle it well.
I don't think I would either. Peter wants to do it.
I want to do it.
But I don't think I would handle it very well either.
Would you do it sober, or would you take something first and go in?
I'd do it sober first to try it out, see what it's like. So from what Joe Rogan was talking about it, and he's like, it is a bit of practice, and there's like a technique to it, because if you think about it, all it is it's just a very high salt, like Epsom salt, so you float more, and it's a tank that closes, no lights and audio, whatever. Yeah. But if you're in there, like when you get in, if you get in and just sit down, the water's going to slosh, it's going to make noise, your head's going to touch the side, whatever. Yeah. So is that you can get earplugs to really muffle the sound, but then you feel the earplug in your ear. Yep. So it's easier to do nothing, and he was saying you sit down, you slowly lower yourself in, holding the sides. Yeah. until like everything's still, and then you like let go.
Drift away.
I think it'd be.
That sounds crazy. That's like the Salt Lakes.
Yeah, the Dead Sea.
Yeah, the Dead Sea, man, that would be cool to visit.
You got to shower immediately after you get out, though.
Oh, yeah.
I hate salt and water.
I hate the feeling of that.
Yeah,
I hate
like
the beach.
Yep.
You know what? I love the beach, but I hate the beach.
I like freshwater beaches.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of sand. Like
what?
It gets stuck to everything.
You're a cottage girl.
Yeah.
Like off the dock.
Off the dock. Yeah.
Off the dock.
100%. Docks and boats are my thing, and lakes.
Oh, I like sand, but I don't want to touch that water.
I like being near the beach.
You like what?
I like being near the beach.
Yeah.
Like when I go away to a resort and the beach is beside the pool, and I can sit at the beach and hear the waves and look at the ocean on the beach.
Sit in the pool and look at the beach.
Yeah. Perfect.
Well, we've been talking about that recently, actually, because we're getting married next year. We're trying to plan for some kind of honeymoon. Mm-hmm. We think we're on the same page. We don't really know what we're going to do, but definitely just white sandy beaches. That's it. Yeah. I don't want to go on excursions. I don't want to hike. Like this is going to be a chill
Jamaica's
trip.
really nice.
Jamaica was very nice.
Really nice. Yeah.
So we've been, or I've been to Cuba, Dominican, Mexico, Jamaica. I'm trying to think if there's any more. No, but I'm just saying, out of all of them, Jamaica's like 100% the nicest.
Okay. Awesome.
Like I wouldn't even mess with Dominican or Cuba. Mexico was nice.
Well, I think if we went to the other side of Mexico, that would have been different as well.
Yes.
Because we went to it's known as the colder, darker, not as bright side.
Not in the Gulf.
The.
Where were we?
Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
I can't remember what's the Atlantic side or the other one, but either way, one of them is nicer than the other.
Yeah.
It's like that on most of the islands.
Yeah.
Well, it's also what I figured too. Like we'll probably
just like a prevailing side, right? More.
Well, just pick the cheapest one. I mean, really, they all have beaches.
I don't know if you want to go to the cheapest one in Mexico.
Oh, come on.
Okay, so the resort
they're all
we went
cartel
to.
Owned, so.
Yeah, sure.
What was the one we went to
trouble.
in Jamaica?
The one that we went to?
Yeah. What was that called?
I don't know.
Jamaica.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Anyways, it was in Montego Bay. And beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
And what was cool about it was we were in it was not like VIP, but it was.
You had access to the three. So there's 3 resorts.
They were all connected.
They were all connected.
You got a wristband. You can just walk right on.
Yeah, you can just walk around to them all. So the 2 of them, St. James. No, there's no wristbands.
There's no wristbands.
Oh, really?
No, there's no wristbands.
Just walk around.
What's to stop some nobody from just walking up and just being like, "Oh, I'm a part of this resort."
I don't know.
I don't remember what the system was. There was like a very mild system.
Just a guy looking.
But it was St. James Secrets.
Secrets.
St. James Secrets and something else. And then the other one was
Sandals is there too.
The one across the way. So the 2 that were beachfront were like older crowd.
Yeah.
And then the one across the way had like a DJ and they had like
there was no beach
parties
there.
And
it was
stuff.
a cool. That was fun. That was cool.
Yeah, so we'd like go over there when we wanted.
Rooftop bar. And you're like on top, and you're looking down at the pool.
They had a foam party the one day and magicians and stuff. Like it was legit. So like
they got a DJ there every day, like all day.
Like hype man.
That's pretty
so
cool.
you can just go and chill at the beach when you want to be quiet and like have go sit in the water or whatever.
Like
and
you
then
just walk across this catwalk over the street.
And then all of a sudden you're partying.
Yeah, it's like club hopping.
Yeah. It was great.
It was great.
It was good. It was a good time. I think I mean, it was a little pricey, but I think we got a pretty good price on it for what we had.
Well, yeah, we also, I guess we're probably not going to use it. We got a voucher for, like
it's too late now. It had to be within a year.
Yeah, well, it's over at the end of this year.
Oh, I thought it was within a year of when we went. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Well,
I would have loved to go back, but
I want to go on a trip, like a real trip. Tibet. Tibet's on my list.
Yes.
Tibet.
But I don't think that's like a honeymoon trip.
No, you know what?
My fiance does not want to go to
it. So if you guys decide,
yeah, exactly.
Going to the mountains.
We're
going hiking.
Riding
the Himalayas.
If you guys decide you want to do like a backpack kind of like thing, eventually
I gotta lose about 30, 40
or
LBs
like
or
something over like Thailand or Japan or anything like that.
Japan,
let us know because like we want to go there too. So
I think Asia looks so cool. It's so different from anything we have here. And like I just recently got back from Ireland, and I'm not a traveler, But I gotta say, Ireland was so cool. It's just everything's green and
everything's
open.
Different.
They don't have fences there. They just have sheep and cows. Everyone's it's crazy. It's like stepping back in time.
Yeah.
There's just a guy. He gets out in the morning. He just walks along his property every day, making sure all his cows are there. And he goes, "Yep, all right. I guess that's it for the day." And that's all anyone is doing all the time. We almost hit so many sheep on the road because there's no fences.
Well, it's interesting. Even like here in Canada, we're in Ontario, right? So if you even just go east to the Maritimes,
yep,
it's like a totally different country.
Yeah,
it's different. Well, even if you're mainland, if you're in Nova Scotia and then you go to PI or Newfoundland, totally different. Like
you might as well
the
be in a
island,
different
country. Even in Ontario, you go to Manitoulin Island. It's
Yeah.
different up there.
Yeah.
Like the mentality on an island is so different than.
Well,
I mean, we're all on a big island, really. But
Yeah.
still.
That's something to
we
think
can,
about.
Yeah, people can only really conceptualize so big.
Well, Canada, especially, I think, is just so big and so full of nothing.
There's a whole lot of nothing.
You just drive for an hour in any direction, you're somewhere totally different. Like, I work in the city, we live in Pickering, but we grew up in Uxbridge. I mean, that's not that far away, but it's insanely different.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even like going around Guelph or whatever, and then I go to near where I work, where Letterkenny was born. Like, and it's like Palmerston, Listowel, like totally different.
Yeah.
Even actually some of the farmers that I talk to, like, there's all kinds of different. Like you think dairy farmer, a dairy farmer mentality, but no,
dairy farmer mentality.
They're so varied. I got angry at my first. I didn't yell at them. No.
Cow.
I mean, yeah, sometimes I get angry at cows, but no.
Go into the machine now.
Just go. No, actually, you got me off topic again because at one of the startups, one of the farmers was trying to push one of the cows into the thing. He got hoofed.
Oh.
Right in the ribs.
Oh.
And he flew like 5 feet back. Like he came around and it was manure from head to toe. And I was like, what happened? He was like, kicked me. Like, a big kick. And he was like, I'm lucky there's nothing behind me. Like if I was pinned against a fence or something, there would have been some real damage.
Is he
like,
a big guy?
He's maybe like 6'2", like 200 pounds or something. Like not a small guy. And these were interesting cows too. They were some French name breed, but they're like hybrid cows. They use them for beef and dairy.
Oh.
So. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they're. I don't know if you've seen like Holsteins.
Yeah.
Like the black and white ones, right?
Regular ones.
And then have you seen like beef cows? They're like stocky.
The brown, like thicker ones.
Brown ones, or the black limousine, something like that.
Totally different kind of animal. I wouldn't want to drink that one's milk.
It's like halfway between that.
Okay.
So they're like a Holstein, but they're brown and white, and like a little shorter, but beefy.
Yeah.
And like they definitely got a little more strength.
I mean,
they're crazy strong animals in general, but
when I went to the exhibition, like they had the whole dairy thing set up there.
Yeah.
And with all sorts of different cows and the names of them and some stats and different information about them.
Yeah.
There was a beautiful one. It was like a tan color.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
It was beautiful, like a very pretty cow. Like
they're
you know,
nice,
like you look sommes cows look goofy, whatever.
You know what,
but
though?
like
They're like
it's beautiful.
They're adorable. Watching
they're
cows
so
like
cute,
run in the field,
like
they look like puppies.
Yeah, they are big puppies. Actually, I have a really funny story about one. But the crazy thing about cows, their eyes are huge.
Yeah, they're like
and
the
their
size of your
eyelashes are like the length of your fingers. Like
Yeah.
they're massive, and they just like. For such a big animal, they look dainty when they look at you. Like,
Yeah.
Like fluttering their eyelids. So the robots are essentially like a space for a cow, and there's a gate at the front and the back that open like this.
Yep.
And it's open when it's waiting for a cow. So I'm sitting there. I let the cow through. I was like, all right, you're done. I get the cow out, and then.
Is this to milk it?
Yeah,
like the milking machine's there.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can do some stuff while still milking, so I'll let another cow in. Leave it open. I see a cow poke her head in, get like halfway in, kind of sniffing around, like what's going on in here, and then all of a sudden I see her like hind end moving, like past the wall. I can't see past the wall, right?
Yeah.
And like it's like I'm like, what's going on back there? Like it's not normal movement.
Uh-oh.
A cow behind her sticks her head underneath like the cow's legs and pulls her back. And this cow's literally like, I'm going backwards now, gets pulled out of the robot, and then the other cow just like butts in front and goes in. I'm like,
Well, because it feels good, right? They like it. They want to get in there.
Yeah, it's relief, right? Like, and there's treats in there. They have pellets that are tasty. But and then I think it was the same robot. There's a cow I was trying to get out of the stall because sometimes they'll stand there and they'll just eat the pellets and not move. And I'm like, I need you out of here so I can do my work.
You ever been on like a beef cow farm?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say that's gotta be a totally different experience.
It's different. It's a different
different vibe, different feel,
different vibe.
Probably more like a sadder kind of vibe.
Well, actually, you'll see a lot more of them grazing in pasture.
Yeah.
Because like they just wander around. They're not as confined to like, okay, you need to keep them like sorted. Because the thing about dairy cattle is you have like your fresh cows, you have a certain time of days in milk, and then you dry them off.
Yeah.
And then you like put them to the dry cows, and then they stay dry, which is basically they're not pregnant, they're not after pregnant, they're just kind of chilling, rest, and then they get pregnant again.
Yeah.
So you have to rotate them, and you have to organize your cows as well. Like even with a parlor, you have to fetch this group, then push this group into the parlor, hand milk them, and then, well, not hand them milk. No one does that anymore. But
no one does that anymore. You don't.
Well, I mean,
I guess there's no reason.
There's got to be somebody that does. There's got to be some like
well,
Mennonite who has like 2 cows,
yeah.
and they just like hand milk
like
their
personal
cows
or something.
Yeah. They just have a pet cow.
Yeah, cows that have names.
Yeah.
Yeah, Betsy. Yeah, Betsy. But with beef cow, you're just worrying about ages, really. Like you're just gonna segregate.
That reminds me, we've been watching. So me and my girlfriend have been watching a lot of. What do you call them?
Your
food
fiance?
videos? Yeah, she's my fiance.
I did that a bunch.
That's gonna take a while.
I hate that word. I hated that word.
It sounds weird, right? It sounds weird.
When we got engaged, I was like,
I don't. My fiance.
Yeah,
also,
I didn't like it.
It's such a temporary name too, because, I mean, maybe I'm a weird exception, but we've been dating for like 7 years before I asked her to marry me, which is kind of a long time, I think.
No, that's good.
And then you're only a fiance
for like people rush into
a year, 2 most, and then you're married forever. So they're a fiance for like the least amount of time in your relationship.
Yes.
I don't know. It's like a temporary name. Anyways, what am I talking about? So, we watched a lot of food videos. Bon Appetit, like I think the magazine.
Okay.
Yeah. They've got like a YouTube kind of series, and they're pretty cool to watch. And one of them kind of, you know how you go down the rabbit hole on YouTube?
Yeah.
One of them was a butchering video. So it was like a full, complete like butcher, every single cut of meat from a half a cow. So they lay out the half a cow and they say, here's the cow, these are the parts. Yeah. They cut them into their quarters or whatever, and then they carve those all up. And man, that's so cool to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a masterclass. Yeah, it is.
It's just hella complicated.
Because it doesn't look. I'm looking at a cut of meat and I go, how do they know to cut it there? It just looks like the same thing. It's like no. This is way tender than this part. And I guess I don't know. Through trial and error, you just kind of figure it out.
So like I grew up hunting with my dad, and like he would get deer and he would dress them himself.
Yeah.
And he would hang them over there, and like I think the one year he butchered it himself.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking like it'd be cool to go, I don't know, hunt elk or hunt deer somewhere, like not necessarily around here, more like something that you actually have to stalk as opposed to just sit in a blind and wait.
Yeah.
But you got to field dress your animal. Man. And that sounds such a daunting task to think about learning.
Well, packing it
I don't want to mess it up. Like there's things that you can't hit. Like there's a scent gland, and if you hit that, like you're ruining that entire spot of meat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, packing animals out too. I mean, you got to carry that thing back.
You gotta carry it out, especially moose. Like, what do you mean? Moose are so big.
You got to bring like a team with you. There's no way you're by yourself.
So moose hunters usually go out in a group.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they'll share the one moose because I don't think anyone really wants a whole moose. By the time you get through it, like it's like 3 years old.
I've never had moose.
I've had moose once in Newfoundland actually. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's very dark.
Alligator and deer and stuff.
There's a burger place. I forget the name of it now.
Oh, in Whitby?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
On the menu, they have every kind of meat. They've got
kangaroo burger.
Exactly, kangaroo. They've got oxtail.
You got a duck burger, I think.
I had something. It was some sort of bird, and it was very dry, and I was disappeared. I was disappointed.
A duck burger?
Well, no, I don't think it was a duck burger. It was. I think it was the ostrich.
Okay,
ostrich. It was the ostrich one. Yeah, it was dry.
I can't imagine ostrich would taste good.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you look at it and you think, oh, it's probably just like a big chicken. Well, if that was the case, then we would just farm ostriches here. And some people do, but not as much as chickens. Chickens just taste good.
Ostrich eggs are apparently really good, though.
Yeah, so that was another food video that we watched, and they were trying to make a gigantic version of what's that? It's like an Asian soup that you crack, like the egg kind of
egg drop soup.
Egg drop soup.
Okay.
Put an ostrich egg in it?
They did that. They tried to make it like that, and it just took forever. Yeah. They tried to boil it like soft boil
an ostrich egg.
Took all day, and it was just gross on the inside. Like it wasn't ready.
Yeah, it's not those things. Like you got an omelet with those. Yeah. Like you can't just fry up an ostrich egg.
Yeah.
Unless you're Andre the Giant.
Yeah, they fried it up in like a big cast iron skillet, I think, first, like to try to make like a sunny side up, and then like I guess you just layer it on the soup or whatever, and they're like, wow, this is insane. It would feed a family.
Yeah, for sure. Also, like the yolk is so big,
and it's a different consistency too.
Yeah.
It was like gelatinous instead of like goopy. It looks gross.
There's something like it's interesting how you can see physics at work in biology, because like the larger the animal, the more like substantial the structure has to be.
Yeah.
Right, to hold together.
Yeah,
if you think like caviar or like fish eggs, they're tiny, very delicate. Like you pop it, it's whatever.
Yeah.
And then like we were talking about an ostrich egg.
Yeah.
So things like
or like the way giraffes are built, they gotta be born strong because they're dropping 7 feet when they're born.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I don't know. That just reminded me of dinosaurs for some reason.
Oh, I mean,
but dinosaurs. I saw a thing. They found literally a piece of dinosaur tail in amber with feathers.
Yep.
The first real preserved proof.
Okay.
They found fossils of feathers around dinosaur bones. This is legitimately like you look in and this is tiny little tail with these tiny feathers.
That's cool.
So cool. And it was like they said it was part of the Velociraptor family, but smaller. Yep. So like most raptors probably were feathered.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? They made that whole series of Jurassic Park movies not knowing that that's not what they look like. And then,
we don't really know what any of them look like.
Right.
Yeah. Like what their skin was.
We think we do because we've seen them in movies and stuff.
Well, the skin is the interesting one because like none of that's left.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely none of it. And like, yeah, the feather thing is cool. It's really cool to see, okay, whether they had feathers or didn't have feathers, but then like what was the skin like under the feathers?
Yeah.
Was it the same as like a chicken or a bird?
Yeah.
That we see today? I mean, I would assume it'd be similar.
A lot of them came from reptiles, right? Is that kind of the thought?
Well, so with what do you call it? With raptors, it was birds, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like some kind of lizard bird thing.
They're very like they're somewhat similar.
Maybe it's the other way around. No, raptors became birds.
Yeah. So
that's why that's what you call a predatory bird is called a raptor.
So we eat raptors. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, man, we went to for my dad's birthday a year or two ago. We went to it was like a bird sanctuary kind of thing, and they have like a raptor exhibit. So it's like predatory birds that you can like go in and like touch.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It was incredible.
That's cool.
They had what was it called? It's a really really big owl. It's like a hawk owl or something. Oh, what's it called? Doesn't matter. It's like they put it on your arm. This thing's like 50 pounds. And their bones are like hollow, like they're really, really light. But this was a heavy ass bird, and they put it on your wrist, and just, I mean, I'm not a super big guy, but like, its talons wrapped around my arm like an NBA player, like those, the hands on those things.
They're killing machines.
They are, because they can just swoop down and pick up a baby deer and just carry it off.
Yeah. So imagine one of those flying at your face.
Oh, nope.
Done.
Nope.
So they there apparently used to be a like bird of prey that hunted humans in Australia. It's extinct now because they killed it off because it was killing them.
Sure.
But I think they said that its overall weight would be like less than 30 pounds, like 20 to 30 pounds. But they're light for their size.
Okay.
Right? Because they gotta fly.
Yeah.
So their bones are very light.
20 pounds?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to see a picture of that thing.
I'm gonna make it. We'll set it up at some point where we can like look stuff up.
Visual aids.
Yeah. We need a Google guy. We need a Jamie.
Jamie, yeah.
Yeah. You want to be the Jamie?
You're like halfway talking through a sentence and he's already there. He's already got the
he already knows.
I'm pretty sure he just sits there like googling words that they say.
And like Joe Rogan's guests are always like,
yeah,
how
so
did you get that so
fast?
fast?
So you can get a picture of the
Justine's
man-eating or anything about the man-eating bird.
Well, birds are nuts in general. Like watching those Netflix National Geographics.
Yeah.
Some of those like eagles or hawks or something. Oh. They'll swoop down, they'll grab something, and then they'll just lift it just high enough so that it drops off a mountain.
Yeah.
That kills it, and then they just swoop down there and eat it at the bottom.
I remember hearing about that. That's crazy.
Savage.
Like, they know how to kill...
Holy shit. So, we're looking at a picture of that
Harpagornis moray.
Wow.
Man-eating going after, like, ostriches.
There's no way that thing's 20 pounds.
In the 1400s?
Whoa.
Over 31 pounds. So I was close. Like 30.
That's still
30,
really, really small.
5 feet in length, 3 feet tall.
40% larger than the largest living eagle.
So if that's 10 centimeters.
This thing's a dinosaur.
That's 10 centimeters. Its talons are like this big.
Man, that's nuts.
When they were talking about it, it was like the beak would be the size of... That's the other thing. They got this. Not only do they have these talons that they stick in you, but then they go at you with their beak.
They have knife hands, and a knife face.
Yeah,
the thing's made of knives.
They're flying knives.
Well, there used to be just monsters walking around.
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
Yeah,
monsters walking around. I mean, we have like some pretty sick animals now. Like wolves are unbelievably awesome, but like they're pretty small.
The biggest land animals we have are elephants.
They're docile as fuck. Like they don't really do much. I mean,
they'll kill you though.
They will, yeah. Easy. But like. We used to have T-Rex.
Do we still have like mammoths?
What do you mean? There's someone who's trying to get a mammoth. Like make a mammoth.
That there was like not actual mammoths, but like
there's
isn't there something?
I think
very
there
big
elephants that live in like colder areas.
Okay.
I think, but I don't think they're furry.
Okay, I thought there was like something bigger than the elephants.
There's
different types of elephants
and the mastodon.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think that's because there's African elephants, Indian elephants, and there's like little elephants that aren't
pygmy elephants.
I don't think they're pygmy elephants, but the smallest breed of elephants,
like the North American house hippo,
aren't as crazy huge. The house hippo?
Yeah.
I'd like to get one of those.
They had we went to like, I don't know, it wasn't like a petting zoo or something like that, but they had like animals in cages, and you could like give a little like blurb on what the animal was like. It was at the casino in Ajax. They're kind of shutting the casino down because it's a racetrack, and they're just going to keep the racetrack. And Pickering is opening up a brand new, bigger casino. So they're trying to drum up business before they close the doors for that part. And one of the things they did was a wiener dog race.
I remember you talking to us about this.
It was so hilarious. Man, they ran like 20 feet, and half of them didn't even finish. But they also had there for the kids was like a small little petting zoo kind of thing.
Yeah.
And one of the animals was a naked mole rat, and they had it labeled North American house hippo for the kids. Like, oh my god, no way, they are real.
That's great.
I held an alligator. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
And
that's pretty wild.
Well, I mean, a wiener dog race, I mean, it lasted, I don't know, less than half an hour. They had a bunch of different heats. But watching those things try to run, it's like a cruel joke. Like, their legs are like, I don't know, 2 inches long, and their bodies...
Oh, yeah. My sister has a wiener dog.
Yeah.
And, like,
they're adorable.
He's so cool. And, like, they sleep under blankets because they're burrowing dogs.
Okay.
Like, they're trained. That's why they look the way they do. They go into rabbit holes.
Yeah, oh, okay. They're shaped like a tube.
They're shaped like a tube because they go in a tube.
Yeah.
There you are with the alligator.
Yep,
that's cool.
Holding an alligator.
But it's so funny when you see it go down the stairs because the length between its feet is long enough, but they can't make a step. So he springs and he goes donk 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 donk.
Oh, they hop down.
Yeah, he hops down and like it's funny. It's like he's a little spring-loaded slinky. Just.
I mean, I'm kind of sold on them. I think I would get one. They look low maintenance. They don't look like they're yappy. They don't look like they shed.
He's a little yappy.
He's a little yappy, but like his bark isn't like like a chihuahua.
Yep.
Oh, those are just annoying.
It's not as like high pitch.
If anybody's got chihuahuas, like sorry, but those dogs are just annoying.
There's at one of the farms that I service, there's a chihuahua. Their farm dog is a chihuahua. They have an Australian Shepherd too. But it is the chillest chihuahua you've ever seen.
Does it wrangle up the animals?
Oh, it's scared of the cows. It knows that the cow could eat it.
Yeah,
and a cow would eat it.
Yeah.
The cows and horses are actually omnivores. Like they can eat. There's pictures of There's videos of a horse like just eating a chick, like a baby.
Oh, okay.
Chicken.
You know what?
Because
I've seen that.
They'll eat anything. They know that it's food.
Yeah.
And if they're hungry enough, they'll just like chomp, gone. But anyways, this thing I've never heard it bark. Maybe once.
Really?
Maybe once.
That's pretty cool.
But it's nice and quiet. It just like hangs out with you. Runs around the farm.
They're purse dogs.
Oh my gosh, I keep getting these ads on my Instagram
to buy purse dog?
to buy clothes for our dog.
Oh yeah, she was showing me them the one day. There's like some crazy stuff.
I'm
I was
sure
like, we should get him a leather jacket
or like a vest,
or leather vest
with a hoodie.
They
got
like tracksuits and like, oh, it's crazy, man.
Hilarious.
Basketball shorts with a hole for the tail.
Absolutely hilarious.
Jordans, shoes.
Of course, now that I'm looking for it, I can't find it.
I think he'd be cool.
Oh, right here. See, a little vest.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're like nice
Silver
quality
vest.
now too.
Yep.
Like
a dog like that is cold all the time.
Oh, but there's big dogs.
There's stuff for big dogs. It's more for style.
Look at this.
Okay.
Look at this hat. Wait. Look at this hat.
Oh, they have hats too.
They have hats.
Oh my god.
Hat.
Look
yeah, I think it's.
Oh my gosh.
We have to strap it down. How's it gonna stay on?
Look at this hat.
Yeah, it's got like a tie on the bottom.
Absolutely hilarious. I mean, like.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh my god, it's got a pom pom.
You know
I was like, and this is why people don't have money.
Yep, exactly.
Stuff like this.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Scarves and hats for your puppy.
You take a dog like that to the dog park, all the other dogs make fun of it. That's not fair. It's not fair to the dog. It's embarrassing. All his dog friends making fun of him.
Have you seen the kitty backpacks? Or the pet backpacks?
Oh, okay.
What?
Those
They're
are cool.
They're very cool.
Do you mean where like they're just kind of dangling?
No.
No.
They're like
It's
space.
like
It's like a space.
Imagine it's
yeah,
carrier size, but it's got like a dome.
Yep.
They can like look through
It's like they're
like
in a
an
spaceship.
astronaut.
Yeah, that's great. We thought about getting one for Petra a long time ago. Take her out for walks in the backpack.
You think
she'd
like that?
I was like,
I think she'd be okay with it.
I think she'd be okay.
I think cats would hate that. Cats seem fine just doing whatever they're doing.
And only what they want to do.
Cats are so low maintenance. Oh well, I don't know.
They're pretty low.
They're pretty low maintenance.
Low maintenance, yeah.
As long as you can like, quote unquote, train them to not like pee where you don't want them to.
That's pretty it.
Yeah,
That's
they've got a like I don't know what it is with cats, but like they just do that.
Yeah,
just
like every cat I've ever had just pees randomly where they want to.
There is a thing about cats and dogs and how they're a little bit different. So dogs are domesticated. They're straight up domesticated. Cats aren't really domesticated. They're still sort of wild animals. Yeah. And a large part of that is like hunter-gatherer, blah, blah, blah. Dogs and like wild dogs, wolves, would kind of hang out near humans. Dogs sort of domesticated themselves. Because it benefits them to be around us and it benefits us to be around them because they stave off predators. Cats never really had that. We just started bringing cats home. You know what I mean? They're still wild animals. You see a cat, look at a mouse, like that. It goes in full attack.
Yeah,
mode.
full attack. Yeah, very instinctual.
That thing's if that thing was bigger, you'd be on the menu.
Well, we even see that. I saw that today at the dog park. One of the dogs, the golden retriever that was with the three ladies.
Yep.
Bonsai was going up to say hi, and the retriever like saw Bonsai, took a few steps to say hi, and then looked back towards their owners.
Yeah, like is this
to
okay?
check.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, go, and then went like that. That's second.
Yeah.
That's a second thought. You know what I mean? That's a conscious decision to interrupt their process to do something else.
So you can usually tell a dog in particular, if it's going to be well behaved, if it's got droopy ears. So I was on Radiolab, the other podcast. They were talking about domestication, and they tried to domesticate foxes, like wild foxes. And they're like, how many generations would you be able to domesticate a fox in, realistically? And I think it only took 10 years. And they had like a sample, like wild foxes, they were just kind of keeping in a pen, they just throw meat in there every now and then. And then they had their other, that they were like breeding out domesticatable qualities, like the ones that were not so violent. Like if you approached it and it wouldn't freak out, then you'd breed that one.
Yep.
And within 10 years, they had these foxes that just had super droopy ears. I think they had thinner limbs, and they had smaller teeth.
Interesting.
So dogs that have qualities like that are very, very domesticated dogs.
I wonder if because life kind of evolves as by the law of necessity. And I feel like they don't need the perked up ears as much because they're going to be around people that look out for them.
Yes.
They don't need to be as alert to everything. Because if they have upright ears, they're swiveling, they're making sure they're very attentive.
Yeah.
They're cautious, they're like
active qualities.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's almost like
cool.
And the comparison they made was it's almost like the domesticated version of the animal isn't fully matured into adulthood. It's like it never gets past its immature state. Exactly. Because it doesn't ever have to like fend for itself or be in attack mode all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just constantly in a state
That's
of immaturity.
interesting. I had never thought of that because there are a lot of dog breeds that have pointy upright ears.
Yeah.
Well, like you think of a German Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
That thing,
They're
like
work dogs.
they make them cops for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're that one video that we saw of that one dog that like literally jumped 20 feet in the air.
It's crazy.
I was talking to that guy at the dog park about them. They're Belgian Malose, I don't know, something that I can't remember that I have to look up. But they're very similar to German Shepherds, but slighter, so they're faster.
Yeah.
These things are super athletic. I don't know if you've seen that video.
I don't know, but I have experience with. Oh my god, my favorite dog in the world. I can't think of it right now. Jesus, Huskies.
Yeah.
I always feel that about Huskies. I think they're an underrated dog, man. We had Huskies
they're overrated now.
What do you mean? Everyone has
Game
them?
of Thrones.
Oh.
So there's actually a thing where Peter Dinklage.
That's so dumb.
Peter Dinklage had to tell people to stop buying Huskies because so many people were
they
want dire wolves, so they buy these Huskies and then don't realize how much work it is.
I mean, you gotta brush them every day in the summer because they're constantly shedding.
And every day they want to run.
Yep.
Kilometers.
Yes.
Not just like run around the yard. Like they want to run.
Do you guys know what an aerobie is? Like the frisbee that goes really, really far?
Yeah.
I used to live on a fairly big property, and we had 10 acres in the front. And I would run up and down with my Sasha, my husky. And she was like a cheetah. They are so incredibly fast. But I would throw this aerobie, this frisbee, all the way down the length of the property. And she would get all the way down the other end and bring it all the way right back. And she wasn't even tired. It's crazy. Like, they're athletes. But she jumped over our dog pen one time. We came home, and she was out. We're like, what's going on? Like, is she digging under? Like, do we forget to lock the gate? No. We watched her one time. We just sat. And she just had this look on her face like, I'm going to get out of here. And she just hopped over it. It was like 7 feet high.
Yep. So, I figured out the name of this dog breed, the Belgian Malinois.
That does look like a German Shepherd, but smaller.
Yeah. So, like,
holy
insane, dude. Like, literally jumping, like, so this
feet.
dog is running up a tree, about 25 feet. And he uses his owner as, like, a springboard and climbs a vertical wall about 20 feet.
It's like a story and a half.
Yeah. And that's what they're trained. They're bite dogs.
Okay.
Like, they're commanded to take down. They're used for police work, they're used for warden work, they're used for whatever, because they're so athletic.
Wow.
And those are their instincts. Like, they'll detain.
Man, those things are crazy.
Yeah, Bonsai won't be able to do that.
Bonsai is, I don't know, man. He's like a stoner dog. Just kind of hanging out on the couch. Doesn't care. Everything's cool.
Oh, yeah.
You were calling him all day today, but he was at the park. He's like, I am not listening to you.
As soon as we get in the dog park, and it's not even, it's other dogs.
Yeah.
If there's...
Get them hyped up?
It's, so there's two things that Bonsai will just freight train towards. It's other dogs and, like, kids. He loves kids. He just wants to say hi.
I was worried he was going to take that kid out when we were leaving.
He's pretty good about it.
He heard me say down, too.
Yeah.
Like, I just yelled down because he knows what it means.
Yeah.
Because I'll do it with him. I'll let him jump on me, but when I say down, I expect him to stay down.
Right.
And he had already jumped on him a little bit before, but because he doesn't realize how big he is, right?
Yeah.
And it was funny, but like, obviously he was sleeping a lot when he was a puppy, when he was first growing. But we were looking at breeds and like what influences like his certain breeds would have, and Babe looked up Mastiff, and it was like recommended or needs exercise of about less than 30 minutes
a day.
Yeah. I was like, that sounds appropriate.
Perfect.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
However, now remembering that he's also Boxer Shepherd,
right? So how does that?
Like, he's pretty damn athletic.
He's pretty active.
He's pretty active.
So it's something you said today. When he really opens up, when he starts moving, his gait gets a lot longer.
He didn't even open up once today.
You know what?
He went close, but he didn't even.
Well, you could see him kind of like, because he kind of shuffles around a little bit, but then when he really wanted to get away from the other dogs, he just could.
Yeah.
Like, no problem.
He can turn on a dime and accelerate so fast.
What was that dog that was barking that the guy was walking on the leash that didn't look like he wanted to play? It was a Rottweiler?
It wasn't on a leash.
So that thing looks like a killer.
Oh, he had it on a leash at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he was pulling him away from Bonsai.
Oh, okay.
Bonsai walked up to it and was like, hey man, what's going on? And then it started barking and he's like, okay, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he just like...
Oh, when was that? When we first got there?
Like 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Okay, because when we went to walk...
Then we saw him again.
Yeah, when we saw him the second time, he chased Bonsai.
Yes.
Like, went after him. And, like, Bonsai can easily outrun that dog.
He didn't even look
Roddy's
worried.
a short Roddy. Like, he's not a like a full blown.
Yeah.
But
he was snorting like a pig too. Looked like he was having trouble breathing.
I thought he was like choking in the bushes because I was walking it. I heard this like. I thought he was like dying in there. I'm like, what's going on? Make sure no one's choking. Like, not a dog. Just
English bulldogs. Come on, those things. They can barely breathe. That's insane. So ugly they're cute? Nah, I don't think so.
My one buddy who lived, like Scott.
Okay.
His girlfriend had an English
old man
bulldog.
Scott.
Yeah, old man Scott. He had an English bulldog, or she had an English bulldog that was a rescue from like a puppy factory or whatever.
It was disgusting.
And she had a lot of health problems.
I love dogs.
They're sad looking dogs.
It's the fact that they bred for that, like,
it
bothers me. It's like, why would... Yep. It's, like, cruel to so many different animals. This thing would... hi, Bonsai.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about you.
Yeah, we were talking about you. Oh, you're moving the mic.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
This is a disaster.
Let's not do that.
Lay down. Bonsai. Oh, my God. Come here. Get out from under there.
He just woke up from his nap.
Go see Justin.
Yeah, he did.
It would fall asleep on the couch, but its tongue like doesn't fit in his mouth.
Hanging out.
It would stick out and dry out.
Oh man.
You'd like go over and you poke it. It would feel like plastic.
Yeah.
But
well, that's like I forget what it's called. The Don Cherry dog.
Oh,
you know what I mean? The white dog.
Oh,
yeah. The terrier.
Terrier?
It's a
terrier.
English,
you know what I mean?
Not English terrier. I don't know.
But those things are so ugly now, and you look at a picture of what they used to look like.
Oh,
whoa, what the hell was that?
Okay, continue. Sorry, I'm on call. Podcast.
Pete has just left the lobby. Oh, I'm gonna steal a seat. Those dogs. Yeah, the Don Cherry dog.
Yes.
What those dogs used to look like, they were beautiful dogs. Now, they look like they've got balloon faces.
They have that crazy snout. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't entirely sure how I felt about the look of that dog. It wasn't for me. But...
Yeah. Well, you should see a picture of what they used to look like. They were gorgeous.
Bull terrier.
Bull terrier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I look up what a bull terrier looked like?
You can do that with any dog. Look up what it used to look like and look up what it looks like now, and they're totally different. Whoa. Hey, Bonsai. Coming to hang out. Oh, man. Okay, I think he's getting his energy back.
Yes, he's woken up from his nap.
He was exhausted.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they kind of almost had more of almost like a lab face.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
They don't look like that anymore. Now their faces are... Yeah, see? That's exactly the picture I was talking about. Their faces look like footballs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that.
And it gives them, like, breathing problems.
Yeah, I feel like... people sometimes don't, like when they breed for certain qualities, I don't think they really think about what they're doing.
Nope.
Because a lot of dog breeds have changed from what they used to be to what they are now.
Yeah.
I actually I love a lot of purebreds, but I find like mutts are just so unique.
Yeah. Well, anytime you mix DNA, you get something cooler.
Yeah.
But my parents have 2 Great Danes, and I love them. They're awesome. Great dogs. But they don't age well. You know what I mean?
No, big breeds tend to have shorter lifespans and more health problems.
And they're gangly. Yeah. Actually, one time I was playing with Duke, the older one, and his legs splayed out. His long giraffe legs just kind of went on either side of his body, and he went down. And he just started making the worst sound I've ever heard in my life. I had to run over there. I had to pick him up by the waist and stand him up. And he wouldn't move. He was like scared to move. Apparently that happens all the time to like dogs like that. Bonsai.
Hi, Bonsai.
Sniffing the mic.
Oh, he's pushing things out of the way. What are you doing? Do you want to be part of the podcast? You gonna bark?
Good boy.
We're talking about dogs and you and stuff.
You're one of those.
Yeah. Hi. I wanted to ask actually, did you pick up Borderlands 3?
I did. I actually bought it on I think the day after it came out.
Yep.
And I've never bought a game, like a new game.
Yeah, like right away.
I'm an old, I'll wait until a game's been out for years, and then everyone's already bored of it, and then I'll get it.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim, I got like years later, because I didn't think I'd like it that much. I was like, I'll give it a shot, and I ended up really, really liking it. But Borderlands, like I think you and Pete and some other friends had like mentioned Borderlands to me before. I was like, I never really played it. And then Game Pass. Hey, Game Pass is awesome.
Game Pass is fantastic.
Xbox One. That's got Borderlands 2 on there.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, I'll try it out, and I loved it. Fell in love with it. It was awesome. And I did the same thing with Shadow of Mordor.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I'm a customer now. So I bought the second one.
Yep.
And with Borderlands 3, bought it. I've been playing it every minute I can.
What character are you playing?
Oh, I'm Flack.
You're Flack?
Oh, for sure. He's the best.
Flack just got a nerf.
You know what?
that a lot of people were complaining about, but I mean, I still think he's great. I don't know, like...
Well, I was saying to Pete earlier, I was like, I think I heard that too, because I did a little bit of research on like who I wanted to play, because it's like, I don't want to commit to something that I'm going to spend hours and hours on that I'm not going to like. Like, I forget her name, but the mech, like the little girl in the mech.
Oh, the Mechromancer?
Yeah, that doesn't look, I don't know, like I'd want to spend a whole lot of time on that, especially because I think...
Or do you mean in the new one?
In the new one, yeah, Borderlands 3.
That's who Pete's playing.
Yeah?
Mo's the gunner, and she's super fun.
Really?
Pete's really enjoying it.
Isn't she like too big to fit in some spots?
I don't know.
Because that's one of the...
I mean, we haven't gone through the whole story yet.
Yeah, I haven't finished it either.
We're level 27.
Yeah.
I've been playing Amara the Siren.
So that was my second choice. I haven't played her.
I was going between Flack and Amara actually as well, but
you can shoot her like fists, can't you?
She's got like a phase blast thing. But I've been playing the tree that is more like the Siren ability in Borderlands 2, where they like phase lock them. So she has an arm that comes out of the ground and like phase locks. And I have some stuff unlocked in my tree where if I kill the thing that's phase locked, it will like automatically phase lock the next one that's close to it.
Oh, so you can just chain
kill
guys.
So I just chain them. So it's been pretty cool.
So they almost sold me on her in the like the opening what do you call it? Where like it introduces all the characters and they all fight in the cutscene. Oh man, it looks so cool. Just like reaching from under the ground and just grabbing some.
Yep.
But I was like, the robot seems pretty cool. Also, the voice acting's awesome, which I didn't think would matter to me, but it does.
Have you gotten to the point in the story yet? And spoilers, if you guys are listening, you haven't played yet.
Earmuffs.
Have you gotten to the point in the story yet where you run across a little teddy bear?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything about
it. I'll tell you exactly where I am. I'm really, really slow with these kind of games.
Cause we've been taking our time too.
Okay, every nook and cranny I want to see and like all the side missions before I move on to another mission.
Oh, okay. We haven't touched any side missions because we're saving them for True Vault.
Isn't it called Mayhem mode or something?
There is Mayhem, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I think that Mayhem is more like farming loot.
Okay,
from what I understand.
Because isn't it like it doesn't scale, or no, it does scale with you. So everything you do is your level.
Which I think is also the way it works in the story.
Okay.
Which is not the way it worked in previous ones, because it was like it scaled to whoever the highest person was in your party, but I think this is all separate.
Yeah, you guys play online. I play by myself.
Yeah. I mean, you could play with us.
No, I wouldn't. I was just saying, I like to take my time. I do all the side missions. I want to see everything this game has to offer before I move on.
There's a lot of really cool like references and like jabs at games and and TV shows and stuff. Yeah, there was a Destiny reference that we found. That's pretty.
Those would probably go right over my head.
Cool.
Honestly, most of the time I'm playing with no sound.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Justine's next to me watching her trash TV on her laptop. And I don't know, as much as I'll say I hate them, I gotta say, they suck you in.
It's only fair.
She's watching, what's it, the Kardashians? And
oh boy.
I'm a hater, but I can't be because I find myself turning my head and paying attention. It's addictive.
It's addictive.
These people are so outrageous, like their lives are nuts, and I'm playing my game and I find myself pausing and like leaning in so I can hear better. And I'm like, what am I doing?
We just finished Carnival Row on Amazon Prime TV.
Carnival Row?
Carnival Row. It's about like it's like a fantasy world where there's like fae, which are like fairies, and then there's
that's in D&D.
Like there's kind of like, they're not centaurs, but they're more upright. They're more upright.
Okay.
But they have hooves and horns and stuff.
Like a fawn.
Yeah, fawn. That's exactly what they are. Fawns. And
Satyr.
I'm trying to think if there's I think there's a few other things. Anyways, so those are the two main ones, and then humans, and they all kind of live. There was this big war, and they all kind of live in together now. But it actually was very interesting because it went through a lot of modern day issues.
What do you mean?
It's like set way back in like the 1800s or something.
Right.
But it's like racism and like dealing with like it's when you look at it compares to things that are happening now, but it's
but
built
they're fictional characters.
It's built in this fantasy world, but it's a lot of the same kind of issues.
That's like that movie Bright. Did you watch that?
I did. I didn't really like it.
No?
I thought, I'm going to be honest, I fell asleep.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But I was bored, and then I fell asleep.
I really liked it, and I thought it was really cool. It's like, are they orcs? But they're like sort of second-class citizens or something.
Yes.
And it's like...
I remember that part.
You know what I mean? It goes, the hierarchy is like, elves are up here, humans are kind of in the middle, and then orcs and like the evil characters are kind of down here.
But I really enjoyed it. It was the main guy's he's a detective, and
it's Orlando Bloom, isn't it?
It is Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom?
It's Orlando Bloom, and you know what? Like he actually looks like he's grown into himself.
Okay.
Like we saw him in Pirates of the Caribbean, and then I don't really know if he really did much else other than that.
He was in Lord of the Rings. He was
in Lord of the Rings.
He was an elf for like 10 years.
Yeah, he was in Lord of the Rings. You are correct. But yeah, no, I actually I've always thought his acting was kind of subpar.
I mean, he's got a kind of weird accent, doesn't he?
But well, I don't know. I liked him in Carnival Row. I actually liked his character, and I liked the look really fit him, and everything just kind of fit the character. And hi, Bonsai.
I'll check it out.
But no, I definitely that's what we've been recommending to everybody. It's the latest one we've watched, and
don't eat the mic.
Eating the mic. I don't know what we're gonna watch next. We got 1,000,001 things on our Netflix list.
Yeah, we're about halfway through a bunch of stuff we're probably never gonna finish.
Yeah. Well, we were watching American Gods. That's on Amazon Prime as well.
Okay, is that what I think it is? Is it are they not
It's like
Thor is just walking around just like a regular guy, or
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Isn't that wasn't there a show that was like that where they owned a bar?
Stop eating the mic. Why are you being this way?
No, he's adorable. Please look at me. What are you talking about? Or Lucifer. You ever seen Lucifer?
I have not seen Lucifer. I've heard really good things about it.
We watched 2 seasons of that? 3 seasons? It's pretty cool. He's just he's what's the word? Like a Lothario? Am I saying that right? He's I don't know, an overindulgent kind of guy. Sex, booze, everything, and he'll look at people and be like, "What's your deepest desire?" And people are compelled to tell him.
Yes.
He's got power over people.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. And then I think a woman that he knew ends up dying, and so because he kind of liked her, he investigates the murder.
Okay.
And is because he's all about vengeance and not justice.
Yes.
Punishment, sort of. So then he ends up working with this cop, and it sort of turns into a buddy cop sort of show where he helps the cop kind of track down bad guys, basically.
Have you guys watched iZombie?
Yeah, Justine loves that one. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really good.
It's pretty neat because Liv, the main girl, she's actually got range. Because I didn't think about this until a while ago. Every episode, she's a different character.
Yes.
So she's Liv, and she's her character, and she's nailing that. But then she eats someone's brains, and she kind of takes on their qualities, and she becomes a different character. So she's one character playing another character in every episode.
It's awesome. I was very impressed with her acting skills, because
I'd never heard of her before.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what they do next.
Yeah.
I follow Ravi. I follow him on Twitter, actually.
The mortician guy?
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
I he posts a lot of funny stuff, and he seems to actually interact with people too. Not that I don't really personally usually interact too much with I guess famous people.
Yeah. No, you don't rub shoulders with the bigs?
Nah.
Actually, after this, I'm going to the hanging out with The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, Dwayne.
Yeah. You guys on a first name basis?
Yeah, we're tight.
I've heard he's really nice, actually.
I'm not on Instagram or whatever. Justine made me get it. And I only follow one guy, The Rock. That guy's incredible.
You didn't follow us?
I don't think so.
You follow, yes.
Do I?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm also not really...
Get off my podcast.
I know. Okay, I'm not even in charge of it. If I'm totally honest, I have a social media coordinator. That's Justine. I didn't even know about it. She takes pictures.
You did.
Well, you know what I mean. She takes pictures of me sometimes and posts them. I don't even know what's going on. It's my name, but I don't know what's going on there.
So Instagram is interesting because you can literally post anything you want. You can take a picture of someone else's car and say it's your own.
Sure.
You can do whatever you want, live whatever lifestyle you want, and have all your followers think that this is who you are.
Anytime I see something on there, I don't know, maybe my eyes just kind of cut right through it, but I see something and I go, well, that's not real.
Yeah. I everything I look at on Instagram, definitely taken with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this is our friend Andy.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Andy.
Yep. So he joined us today. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was fun to chat, and I'm sure we'll have you on again. Thanks for listening, everyone.
If you want more of us, you can find everything BXP at babexpete.com, including links to all of our socials, YouTube, merch, and our discount codes for Into the AM clothing and Advanced GG energy drinks.
Our main focus is our live stream at mixer.com/babexpete, where we live stream video games and foster an amazing community. Peace.